All right. Hey everyone, welcome to the very first Royal Creator Masterclass. Let's see. Let's do it. Hey everyone, welcome to the very first Royal Creator Masterclass with Queen Seabrooks. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. You could be doing 100 other things tonight, but you decided to invest time into yourself and your creativity. For whoever's on TikTok, it will not let me post the link for you guys to join me via the Zoom, but just feel free to take notes. Stop. Feel free to take notes on the things that I will be teaching you, and things of that nature. Let's see. Cadence, stop. Let me go click in that. Son, stop. Give me a moment. Okay. But anyways, if you are on TikTok, unfortunately, it won't let me post a link, but feel free to take notes of all the information that I will be providing you guys. Okay. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and get started for those that are actually in the Zoom or watching via my YouTube. All right. So again, the first and most important thing with starting a crafting or creative type business, you do not have to be an expert. Honestly, I learned everything I know when it comes to crafting and things of that nature is either self-taught myself, watch YouTube videos, purchase classes and things of that nature. So you do not have to be an expert. You don't need a huge craft room. Honestly, when I started crafting, I was crafting in my dining room. So yes, you do not have to have a huge workspace when you start become a crafter or anything like that. I honestly started in my dining room. Um, you don't need every machine that is honestly out in the market. When I started crafting as well, I did not honestly have everything. I think I started with a Cricut, a printer, and probably that was it. So again, you do not have to start with every craft machine out there when you start a crafting business. You don't need a million supplies. That is something major. A lot of people believe that when you start a crafting business, you need all these supplies. You do not need to start with a million supplies to get started. Also, the biggest thing you need when starting is you need an idea, the willingness to learn, and the confidence to take your first steps and put your business out there. Again, you don't have to have everything all together when you are starting a crafting business. So the main thing with tonight that I am going to go over, I'm going to cover everything what you need to go from just an idea to start a real profitable crafting business. In this masterclass, I've designed simple, actionable, and beginner-friendly tasks for you to do. Once you finish my class tonight, you will walk away with the knowledge, resources, and confidence to get started right away. My goal for you here in the Royal Creator Masterclass is for you to walk away saying, I can do this and I know exactly what to do to get started. So that is my biggest thing when it comes to that. For those that don't know me, I do want to welcome you all. I call everyone Royal Creators. If you are coming in under my Royal Masterclass or my Royal Academy, anything like that. Me, myself, I'm Queen Seabrooks. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a creator. I'm a mompreneur. I'm a mom of 5, and I'm the CEO of Queen Seabrooks & Co. I started just where you are. It was just an idea, a little creativity, and a whole lot of faith. Now I believe in helping other creators turn their talents and income into income and build businesses that they love. So again, welcome. Again, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to be great. It does take tasks. It does take you putting forth the willingness to want to do it. If you don't want to do it, then I mean, hey, you're not going to put forth what it needs to be done in order for you to get the clients that you may want. In this masterclass, you will learn tonight. Basically, I designed it to give you a foundation, confidence, and clarity to start building your crafting business from scratch. When it comes to a crafting business, you get to choose what you want to create. You get to discover how to choose which crafts are right for you. You get to go over finding your niche. Basically, what the niche is, you're going to basically find what works for you, what crafts are best for you and the clients that you are trying to get. We'll go over equipment and supplies, help you understand the must-haves versus nice-to-haves when starting out, because again, a lot of people try to start out with all of the tools that are out there, and which you do not need to do that when you are just getting started. Simple, like I say, you don't have to start out with a huge workspace. Start out with something small. I started in my kitchen when I started 11 years ago. Now I have a full-fledged office with too much craft stuff that I need to get rid of. You'll learn what it needs to turn your skill into an offer. You basically are going to be turning your creativity into products and profits. That's the one thing I want to help teach you. And then at the end, I'll answer any questions that you may have, either if you're on YouTube, whether you're on my TikTok, or whether you're directly here in the Zoom room with me. All right, so why start a crafting business? If anybody wants to ask any questions, or why you decided to join, or why you want to start a crafting business, that would be great. Don't be pressured to do so. Honestly, to me, crafting is more than a hobby. It's a business with a real opportunity. And that's what made me go into it, because I am basically very creative. I love giving away personalized gifts and things like that. So to me, that was a big thing. When it came to that. Your creativity, depending on what type of creative person you are, your creativity can change your life. A crafting business gives you the freedom to create on your own terms, make an impact, and build the life you deserve. A lot of people don't understand, baby, when you become a crafter, there are so many ways and so many avenues to make money from crafting. So don't ever feel you're limited to doing one thing, but again, we'll get into that, starting and learning one thing at a time. That's what's going to help you get the crafting business where you want. Another thing about crafting business, you're your own boss. You call the shots, you take what orders you want, you handle whatever customers you want. You are not bound to do anything you don't want to do when you start your own crafting business. You work on your own terms. You set your own schedule. You design your life the way you want it to be. Your crafting business works around you, your terms, your life, and your schedule. When you are a crafter or start a crafting business, you have an unlimited income potential. Your creativity can create multiple streams of income. So with that, I do go over that in the crafting masterclass. Basically, like I tell you, you can start selling products, then you'll go to digital products. Like it's unlimited when you become a crafter, okay? Becoming a crafter as well is an unlimited, I'm sorry, something was in my eye. It's low startup costs. You do not have to buy every new machine on the market. When I started crafting 11 years ago, I started with a Cricut, a printer, and my desktop. That's all you need to get started. This other thing behind starting with crafting is you have to have a purpose behind it, and you have to have a passion for it. Crafting is not for everybody. Everybody is not meant to be a crafter. So crafting is, something you have to have a passion for. You get to do what you love and help others at the same time. But again, it has to be something you love to do and want to do. With crafting, for me, the crafts that I do, they make an impact. So your creations can celebrate memories, solve problems, and bring joy. A lot of times when you become a crafter, you are trying to solve a problem. You're giving away something people want. You're giving away something people need when you're doing that. Also within creating your own crafting business, you're building a legacy for yourself, your family. You're building something that can grow, serve, and even be passed down to your children, your grandchildren, and things of that. So when you start a crafting business, you turn your talent into freedom, fulfillment, and financial growth. All right. If you guys want to type in the chat or anything, what is your biggest reason for wanting to start a crafting business? So if you guys want to answer, feel free to. You're not pressured to do so. So that's one of the biggest things. So let's go on. All right. So when with your crafting business, when you're becoming a creator or crafter, you get to choose what you want to create. You get to create what you love, you get to build what sells. But I always tell people, don't follow every trend out there. Don't try to jump on every trend. Don't try to learn everything at one time. You'll become overwhelmed and you will be burnt out. Do not do it. So yeah, definitely the biggest thing with that, starting the business, when I first started crafting, I started creating rolling trays. They were really popular back then, but it's something I self-taught myself. And that literally, when I started crafting and started making those rolling trays, I was financially stable. Like I was able not to work for over a year. Then we relocated back to Florida because we were staying in Philadelphia at the time. But honestly, it can make money if you put your all into it and you are passionate about doing it. You just have to be, passionate about it. The right products makes your business easier to build, easier to market, and easier to sell. So you have to make sure you are choosing something that you are very passionate about, because that's going to go into how your items look, if they are quality products, and that helps you in the long term when it comes to doing that portion of your business and getting it in front of people. Choosing what to create should be very simple, strategic, and aligned with who you are. Start with yourself. So when you are choosing products, you want to evaluate your skills, your interests, and your experience. Those are your golden starting points when you are starting a crafter business. Excuse me. So don't try to do everything everybody else is doing. Again, it's going to burn you out because you're trying to jump from this, and this. Teach yourself those things over time. Look for the sweet spot. The way you look at a sweet spot is you look for what you love, what you're good at, and what people need or want at the moment that you are starting the crafting business. Okay. Think about the things you already have in your house that you can use for crafts. So you want to think about what tools, materials, resources that you already own, because those are going to help when you're doing that. Keep it simple at first. Start with products that are beginner friendly to making very profitable sales. So again, like I say, I started with rolling trays. Those were the easiest thing at the moment. I went on from rolling trays, and then I started t-shirts, went to tumblers. So there are so many things that you can do when you're starting out as a crafter. But again, when you are starting out, this is your first time, make it simple. Do not overwhelm yourself. And then the things that you start with, you don't have to do those forever. You just want to start, get your feet wet, and get out there and things like that. So that's the biggest thing. So a lot of popular crafting ideas at the moment would be like custom tumblers, t-shirts and apparel, resin creations, candle and wax melts, home decor, you party favors, those are really big. It's a big market for that. Personalized gifts, Cricut and do it yourself products and digital products. Again, all of those things we will go over with that. So when you are choosing what to create, you have to discover your lane. What do you love to make? What lights you up? What makes you happy? What is, something that you would enjoy making over and over? Because that's something you definitely want to put your all into and be passionate about. What are things you're good at? What comes to you easy? So those are things you want to think about as well. What is something people ask you for? What's something you've probably created that people want you to create again for? So there's something else. What can you get paid for? What's in demand right now? So like right now it's football season. So right now people are making like footballs They are making like parent shirts for the football games and things like that. So you just think about the seasons and what you could get into if it's something easy for you, if you have the tools to get it done right away. And what is something you can see yourself doing long term? Because you always want to think beyond the hype. You want to think beyond what's going on at the moment, because again, seasons in, things dry out to where you're not going to probably do that same craft over and over because it may not go through every season. So that's something you definitely have to think about. But honestly, just with crafting, do not overthink it. Don't think like, oh my God, the timing ain't right, this and that. Don't overthink it. I promise you, starting a crafting business was one of the easiest things I did. I bought the simplest things. I brought the rolling trays from Dollar Tree. I brought my printable vinyl, my Cricut printable vinyl right off Amazon. I bought my epoxy off Amazon, and I had a heat gun. So that is something, like I say, I definitely want to, you have to think about when you're doing that. Okay. So, that's definitely one of the things like that. Okay. So we are going to go on a little. So the next thing we're going to discuss real quick is finding your niche. Hold on. All right. So finding your niche. Your niche is where your passion, purpose, and profit meet. You want to be known for something, but not known for everything. Because making yourself known for one thing is what's going to make you stand out. That's going to be something that's going to make you stand out to everyone. So you definitely want to, what I just did. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you definitely want to make sure you choose something that is going to make that you're well known for, so that you can stand out. You'll stand out to people when you're known for a particular thing. So a niche helps you, like I say, it stands out, helps you attract the right customer, and it helps you build a brand that people would trust. So again, when I started out, I was known for rolling trays. I created my Etsy store, and oh my God, I mailed rolling trays nationwide. I had people that would come on Instagram and find me. Hey, I ordered from you on Etsy before. Can you do for me? So I started out as just like the queen of rolling trays. I used to love them. I still do them here and there, but that's what I started out as. So that was something that I could do real quick, but I actually learned to do that, and that actually took me, where I am today, where I've evolved and grown. And it doesn't mean when you choose a niche, it does not mean that you can only make that one thing forever. It means you start with a clear focus. Basically, if you have something to write with, I'll give you the simple framework where it comes to choosing your niche. So with choosing your niche, you want to know who do you love to serve? Get specific details about the type of customers you want to serve. Okay? That is something. Again, you want to do, what do you love to create? What do you enjoy making the most? That's something you want to think about when you think about choosing your niche. Again, we'll circle back to, who do you love to serve? Who do you naturally connect with or love to create for? So at the moment when I started the rolling trays, it was because I was looking for a fast money, and it gave me the experience of creating that particular product. But once I did enough rolling trays for adults, I wanted to roll over the kids because I love doing kids activity. So I then started making them as like snack trays for kids, grad trays. So like I did a bunch of different things with the rolling trays. I didn't just make them only for people that smoke. I made them for kids, for grads. Like I made it an all-around product. Okay. So that was one thing I did with that. Also, when you're looking to figure out what your niche is, you have to think, what problem can I solve? What do people ask you to make or help them with? That was one of the reasons I actually started this master classes, because a lot of people inbox me, hey, how do you make this? Or can you teach me how to make this? So a lot, again, we'll get to that down the line, where I've actually created a school so I can start showing people all the crafts that I know and teaching them. Okay. And then you have to think about, what are people willing to pay for? Look at the market, what's in demand, and what are people already buying? So with that, it definitely helps you decide what you want to do and who you want to market to. when it comes to that. Okay, so the clearer you are, the easier it is to create, market, and sell with confidence. Don't try to be everything for everybody. Again, listen, do not start a crafting business trying to do what everybody else is doing. Hey, Princess Cut, thank you for joining, boo. Do not try to sell to everybody. I promise you, you will burn out quicker than you know. You will burn out so fast. Don't try to do that. If you know one thing that you love to do or one thing you're passionate about, start with that. Don't do too much, okay? And let's go. And again, with your niche, like I say, you're not stuck and tied into just that niche when you start. Again, I started with rolling trays over the past 11 years. I know how to do rolling trays. I know how to do sublimation. I know how to do DTF. I know how to do party favors. I know how to do keychains. I know how to do tumbler. Like, I know how to do so much stuff now, is that it has truly evolved. So I'm not just here. So if you guys are in here, thank you for joining in the live. Feel free to share the live with others that you think may want to start a crafting business. Feel free to share. And I thank you guys for joining. So a lot of other niche examples, if you're looking to start. Thank you for liking the live, Princess Cuts. Custom tumblers, again, and a lot of crafts, just so that you know, you can reach businesses with your crafts. They don't only have to be for consumer use only. I've done crafts for like Edward Waters College. I've done like a lot of my rolling trays I've done for like rappers and stuff like that. So it's not only limited to one or two things or only consumers. Remember that. So let's go on. So we're going to go to beginner equipment and supplies. I promise you, do not try to buy every tool on the market. If you do that, you're going to go broke without having any money in your pocket. Do not try to buy everything to get started. I promise you, when I started crafting, the only tools I started with was my Cricut, a printer. I had, my heat press, and my computer. Them was the only 4 tools I had when I got started. I promise you. I did not start with all that foolery. Now I got too much crap. But when I first started, I started out super, super simple. My Cricut, my printer, a heat press, and my desktop. That's all I had when I got started. So you do not need everything from day one. Be smart about it. Be strategic. Invest as you grow. So once you start teaching yourself new things or whatever, then you can start buying more things. Okay. The goal is to get what you need to create quality products, work efficiently, and deliver value. You want to buy with intention, not with impulse. Just because you see somebody out here with his Epson 5475 big wide format printer, that doesn't mean you have to go get it. Don't do that. Don't start, because you don't know what their skill level is compared to yours. Do not go out and spend all your money. Okay. And then later on, we will talk about financing and things like that when it comes to getting bigger equipment. Use what you have. You just get the things that you lack and upgrade as your business grows. Again, don't start with everything. Just do it as you need to, upgrade as you go. The tools don't build the businesses, you do. Listen, your tools do not build your business, you do. Your skills, your crafts, your ability to show up, all of those things, that is what's going to build your business. Okay. So what I want you to do is, if you have something to write with, you can do, write you some notes and do like a must-have list, a nice-to-have list, and a buy later list. So the must-haves are things you need that are essential right at the moment to start and do the things you want to do. Nice to have is things, they're helpful, but they're not urgent. So there are things that you can eventually get as time goes on. So that's something. Buy later, wait until your business grows to get to the level that you want at, then you go out and get all that fancy stuff, okay? Don't spend all your money starting out. So like the must-haves that you will start with, they generally start like with some crafting scissors, a cutting mat, a ruler, tape measure, your basic tools, like for weeding your vinyl and things like that, adhesive tape, packaging supplies, like if you're mailing and shipping things, a way to design. I love Canva. I don't deal with Photoshop too much, it's here and there, but I love Canva. Excuse me. Your crafting material, or for whatever choosing. If you're doing tumblers, you need tumbler, sublimation paper, and you need a printer that has been converted to sublimation. So again, it just all depends on what you're wanting to do when you are getting started out. Okay. What else? So if you want to upgrade or whatever, again, I started with my Cricut. I don't even know what that machine is. I got a machine I've never opened, but like a heat press, laminator, any other specialty tools or crafts you may need, your storage and organization system. So I normally have like the little plastic little bins with lids for certain things. If you want to send out thank you cards, it's just good lighting for your photos. I started with a regular Ring camera. I would put my phone in that Ring camera, point it at my product, put it on a white wall, boom, take my pictures. So like that. Um, so yeah, those are things you could do with that. Again, like I say, buy what you need, not what's trendy. Shop sales, coupons, crafting for Facebook groups. Also like marketplace on Facebook. Those are a lot of places that you can look to get your starter equipment. You want to start small so you can stay consistent. Reinvest your profits back into your business any chance you get. Okay, so setting up your creative workspace. Your workspace does not have to be big. It just has to be something unique to you, something that's comfortable to you, somewhere you can focus and create your magic. Okay, so that's how I started. Like I say, I started crafting in my dining room. On my dining room table, that is where I started crafting at. Your workspace does not have to be big, it just has to be intentional and perfect for you to do the things you need to do. So don't feel that you have to go out and buy all this super fancy equipment and all of this to make your workspace perfect. No, I promise you that ain't how I do. Like now I have a lot of stuff, but again, it's been 11 years, so I've accumulated a lot of stuff. But you don't have to. Um, Again, like I say, if you just get like a little corner in the house, your dining room, like I say, make a little space in your bedroom, whatever works for you, you can do that. Don't think you have to go above and beyond to do all of that. Okay. So yeah, you don't have to do all the most when you are just starting out. Okay. All right. So, with your creative flow, your workspace works best when you have a system. So, kind of like get in your mind frame, okay, where do I prefer to work and things like that when it comes to that. Create your idea in your head and say, this is what I'm gonna do to get started and things like that. Put everything together. And like I said, it does not have to be perfect. It just has to work for you. But one of the best things that will go towards your success is good lighting, because you have to have good lighting for your pictures. You have to have good lighting for your pictures. That is a must. You have to stay organized. If you are not organized, oh my God, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. You have to keep an organized space. Keep your essentials within reach, within your working area and things like that. Make it comfortable. Like I say, if you're in a little corner of your room, put you some little pictures up, some motivational sayings and things like that. That's what I used to keep my motivational sayings on my wall and things like that. 'Cause like I said, I started in my dining room. When you're working, play some music. Keep yourself motivated, guided, and going and things like that. When it comes to that. Okay. Again, keep it simple, functional, and comfortable. Start where you are and upgrade as you go. You do not have to start out buying all this stuff. You want a space that inspires you, keeps you organized, and it flows with your creative process. That is a big thing. And again, when you are crafting, create a workflow that works for you, a system that saves you time, reduces stress, and helps you deliver consistent quality. A messy space will lead to a messy mind. I promise you, if you got clutter everywhere, you're not going to be able to think clearly when you are trying to craft and create for people. So set up your space so that your business can thrive. Um, and things like that. So you definitely want to do that. Okay. And again, you progress over time, you'll be perfect. Like nobody's ever 100% perfect. I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I still mess up stuff, and that's it. That at the end of the day, it's like I've had so many times where I messed up stuff. It's listen. Nobody's gonna ever be perfect. You're gonna definitely mess up. Even 11 years later, I messed up stuff, and so I got stuff I've had to throw away because it didn't press right, it didn't print right, whatever. Things happen, unfortunately. Okay. Again, use what you got. Get you a clean, organized space, creative mind, and things like that. Make your space feel comfortable for you. That's the biggest thing. Okay. All right. So now we are going to talk about turning your skill into an offer. You have a skill, people have needs. Your offer is where y'all going to meet in the middle. You want to make it valuable, make it clear, and make it irresistible. So the biggest thing with crafting is you are identifying a problem that you're trying to solve for somebody. So when you are creating products, you're trying to create a product that somebody needs. You're trying to solve a problem that they need. It's football season. Parents may need a shirt. You're creating that shirt. They may want tumblers. You're creating that tumbler. So basically, at the end of the day, you are solving a problem that someone needs. That's basically what crafting is. What you're gonna always ask yourself, what do people struggle with? What are things people need? If you're a mother, like, and you're a sports mom, boom, you already know you're in the market because you know what sports parents like, what sports parents need, things like that. So think about stuff like that when you're trying to identify the problems you want to solve. What do they wish was easier? What do they wish was more beautiful or more personalized? I love a personalized gift. That's why a lot of gifts I give are personalized because I believe that people cherish those more than a store-bought gift. So think about things like that. How does your creation make their life more special, make their event special, things like that. So those are things to think about anytime you are crafting. A skill is what you know how to do. An offer is what you package and present to people for and what they'll pay for. Your offer solves a problem, it fulfills a need, and it brings joy. People don't just buy products, they buy results, transformation, and experience. So, yes, Princess, so true. I promise you. I love customized gifts, and most times I give gifts to people, it's something I've sat here and customized because I know they'll appreciate that more versus just me buying something out of store. So I'm definitely with you there. So again, like I say, that's the biggest thing. You also want to know your ideal customer. When you are going to think about turning your skills into offers, who are you going to be creating it for? What do they love? What are their pain points? Where do they spend their money at? What kind of style, quality, or experience do they value? Those are things you want to think about when you are creating and turning your skills into business offers for people. You want to communicate your transformation with them. So don't just sell the item, sell the result. So when you are creating something, you want to show, if you got to show them a step-by-step process of what you are creating, hey, that's it. I always show my customers, if it's something I'm creating that's maybe a big item like a grad package or something, I'll show them pictures along the way. So, things like that. Be clear about how it's going to benefit them, how it's going to benefit them, basically. Help them see how it's going to be beneficial to them. When you package your offers, you want to choose, specifically what type of products and services you want to offer them. You're going to set your price based on your value, not just time and materials. You want to create different price points or bundles, however it is possible. You get to decide what's included in those packages. They don't get to. You can have it to where, okay, you can offer this and that, or let them choose things. But for the most part, the way that it's going to benefit you is if you are the person that is creating the package and say, hey, this package includes this. I always used to try to create a small, medium, and large package. because you always want, I try to cater to everybody because I know me, I'm budget friendly. I like to save my coins. So I try to think in the mind frame of being a mom that may not have all the money in the world, but they could still want to do something for their kids, or they still want to buy something or have a party package or something like that. So like that's kind of the mind frame that I put in my mindset of that. You want to deliver value beyond the product. So quality is non-negotiable. You want to always make sure you give your customers the best and top quality of whatever you create. So one thing about it, I always go above and beyond. When I, create any type of product. So also your packaging. You also want to have good packaging. You want to make the customer ooh, ah, whatever when they're opening whatever they get from you in the mail. If you are mailing something. Another major thing is communication. Fast, and quick communication is something that builds trust. That's the one thing I would say over the years that customers have always told me, you have amazing communication. You get right back to us. You don't hesitate. Like those are things that customers value very much. You also want to create a memorable experience so they come back to you and they refer you to people. That is something, again, I got referred a lot. I believe in going above and beyond for people. I believe treating people, they can't see you. Believe in treating people the way I want to be treated and what I would want or things like that. So you always want to just go beyond however you can for that customer because you want to leave a good name and you want them to refer you to people. That's part of having a business. You want your name to be referred to the next person. You want them to be repeat customers. So that's how you definitely get it. Remember, people don't just buy what you make, they buy why you make it and how it makes them feel. I'm gonna say that again. People don't just buy what you make, they buy the why you make it and how it makes them feel as a person. So that is something important. Your creativity has value. Your offer creates a income and impact, and that's the point of you trying to turn it into a cash flow. So in anything with this, make sure you want to always just turn your creativity into something that's irresistible, something people can't turn down, people that's oohing and ahhing about it. That's the biggest thing you want to do. So when you're thinking about that, just think about what is a problem you can solve and what result can help someone achieve. What can they achieve with the craft that you are offering them? Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about your first action plan. And Princess, what I'm going to more than likely send you is I have your email. I'm going to end up emailing you between the next day or so, kind of like a step-by-step plan of this so you can kind of write down and jot down things that'll kind of help you with your transition or whatever you're doing, wherever place you are when it comes to your crafting business. So your first action plan is ideas are very powerful, but an action is what creates results. You're welcome. Ideas are powerful, but action is what creates results. So your action plans give you direction and it keeps you moving forward. Small steps will always lead to big wins. Like I say, don't always think you have to do what everybody else is doing. Start however you start out and just keep going gradually. Like that's the way I'm telling you. I only started with rolling trays. That was the only craft I knew at the time. I was a craft rolling trays and t-shirts. That's what I started out with. Nothing else. I do nothing else at all. That's what I started with. But I self-taught myself, watch videos, whatever I had to do to teach myself beyond that. You do not have to start and do everything today. That is the biggest thing. I tell people, do not try to learn to do everything at one time. You're going to overwhelm yourself. The key is consistency, focus, and to believe in yourself. Those are the biggest thing that you need to start your crafting business. Once you got the vision, you just bring it to life. That's the one thing I stick by. When my brain go to one thing, I say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Boom, boom, boom. What I need to get it done. But once you get that vision, you just take your time, go ahead and do what you got to do to bring it to life. So with the action plan again, this is kind of something I'm going to send you to get your results started. So again, choosing your first product, whatever product you're gonna love to start doing t-shirts, custom. Okay, so that's good to start with, and honestly, those are the easiest things to start with. They are super, super easy to start with. So those are things that I'll definitely be able to help you and guide you with. And again, once we get in, I do have my Creator Academy, which is on the school platform, where in there you will be able to get templates and things. You just go through a process of, doing different lessons to kind of help you grow into the place you want to be within your business. And then we'll, definitely, like I say, t-shirts are super easy. You just have to determine what types of t-shirts you want to do. Right now that are big are sublimation and DTF. You can still use like dark transfer paper for t-shirts, like more so for kids shirts, but there are different types of shirts. So that is something we'll go over, the different types of shirts that you can make. But yeah, definitely. That's why I'm doing it, because it's the season. God was like, a lot of people ask me how to do this. Can you teach me this and that? And I've always been too busy to do so. But now is the time for me to share what I know, and just, and that's something I love to do. I love helping people however I can. So that's why I'm doing what I do. So we'll definitely get you where you need to be to get those things done. I got you. So again, choosing your first product, what you want to create, what do you enjoy making the most, what are people asking you to make or complimenting you on, what problem does it solve, or what joy does it bring to someone. You want to identify your customer. So you want to know who you're creating for, what do they love, what do they struggle with, where do they shop, how can your product impact their life or make it easier. So you think about those things. And you want to list what you need to start. So for you getting started, you want to do t-shirts, you're going to have to do a heat press. Again, we have to determine what type of shirts you want to do. So again, if you just want to start just learning to press, you can just do the dark transfer paper, which just will require a regular printer, a heat press, and dark transfer paper. Those are the only three things you need to do t-shirts to get started if you're just doing that. But if you want to do DTF, you can buy transfer sheets from people. Again, I'll be providing vendors for that. So you will need a DTF transfer if you don't have a DTF printer, and then just a heat press and the shirt. So it just all depends on those two different things. When you're trying to do sublimation, requires a sublimation printer, heat press, and sublimation shirt. In order to sublimation is only on specific types of shirt. It has to be at least 95% polyester or higher. So it is the difference. We just have to determine what kind you want to do. Party favors are really straightforward. For my party favors, the printer I use is the Epson 8550. I love it. It's magnificent. So but you can start with a cheaper printer. You don't have to get, that's a $800 printer, but you don't have to get that. You can I started out with just a regular, oh my God, I just got rid of that printer. It was a HP, oh my God, HP Envy something, but I loved it. I had that printer for like 6 years before I got these. So you don't have to start with a crazy high printer to get started. A regular printer is just about your settings. So to do party favors, you basically need just a regular printer, some glossy photo paper, and that's it. And your treats that you're going to be covering. That's it. Like, it's not hard to start the thing, when it comes to that. And they're really easy. Like I said, I have templates, and those are things I'm going to walk you guys through. I'm going to be doing videos, class tutorials, whatever with you to help you get you where you need to be. Set your price. I'll kind of go over pricing too down the line. We'll get into that. When you are pricing your products, you always want to add up your costs, your materials, supplies. You can add your time, your talent for profit, but you want to price with confidence. There are people out here that will sell party favors $20 a dozen. It's not worth it. because you're putting so much time and effort into creating the product. You do not want to just sell it for nothing. So even with me being in the game as long as I've been, it depends on the party favor. So like say for chips, those are $40 a dozen. So it just all depends on different things and different avenues. I offer a party saver package which comes with 4 treats, but it is like a set package that cannot be changed. You know what I'm saying? So it just all depends on it. So the party favor package that I offer, it offers 4 treats. It's chips, Rice Krispie treats, I think Capri Suns, and like fruit snacks. So they can get it filled for 140 where I provide a treat, or they could just get the packaging and labels and stuff only for 120. So I try to do that for people that can't afford a crazy $600 package. They can still do something, and it comes with 12 treats each. So it's just, you just have to price strategically to where you're still making a profit within that sale. So the first time you start your the first things you're going to sell, your first promotion, you want to plan that. Where will you show your product? Whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, who are you going to tell about it first? How are you going to present it? Are you going to do a promotion? How will you create the excitement? Are you going to just do teasers up until you launch the product? So there's different things that you have, you could think about when it comes to promoting your products for the first time. So the way you're going to do with your action plan is you're going to create it, post it, share it, offer it, repeat. The more it's out there, the more people are going to see it. So you're going to keep sharing it. People think because, oh, I don't want to keep sharing it. That's going to be the only way people are going to get to know you. That's going to be the only way people are going to see you. So you have to keep sharing and repeating and promoting your thing. So a quit mindset check is you have to is progress over perfection. Nobody is perfect. I promise you. Still to this day, I can mess up stuff, and I'm a perfectionist. My husband gets on me really like, stop. Everything does not have to be perfect. So again, progress over perfection. You want to just stay consistent. Be patient with yourself. That's the biggest thing. Be patient with yourself. Learn as you go. Keep showing up. Celebrate the small wins, and just keep going. You learning, you growing, you building your dream, you creating a legacy, and at the end of the day, you are going to be a royal creator, because I'm going to help you get where you need to be. We're going to get you there. All right. You go. All right. So all right. So what I want to say is so I want to thank you again for attending my Royal Creator Masterclass. So the biggest thing about today is you took a step toward a purpose. You just what we went over is helping you to establish or find your creative purpose. I went over discussing with you how to turn your skills into an offer. I told you how to create your first action plan. And basically you join me, which is going to be a community that's going to help you win. I'm here to help you in any way I can to get you where you want to and need to be. The biggest thing I want you to do is being one of my royal creators is I want you to stay consistent. I want you to keep creating no matter what it is, no matter how many times you mess up, keep creating, keep learning, keep showing up, keep building, because I promise you the best is yet to come. I did not learn everything I learned overnight. I promise you. I promise you. You are so welcome. You are welcome. And like I say, I'm here. But what I want you to do next is join my school. It's a Royal Creator Academy where a creator becomes CEOs. In my school, I have step-by-step trainings that actually work. It tells you what I know, how I did it. I'm going to have templates, tools, and resources. I'm still building like my further along courses, but I have all my starter courses in there. Again, it's going to be a private community that supports and uplifts. I'm going to again have videos, tutorials, templates. I'll send you the link to join it. But you'll have templates, like I'll be giving you some of my own personal templates that I've created that I use for party favors and stuff, for shirts and different things like that. We'll have webinars where I'm right on here with you. I'm walking you through how to do it. I'll tell you what supplies you'll need for that day and things of that nature. The biggest thing is I am going to hold you accountable. I'm going to be on you. Hey, I'm going to motivate you, and I'm going to say, hey, I know you could do it because I know you can. We're going to turn your creativity into real consistent income. As long as you put forth the effort, I'm here to help you and guide you. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting with the strategy. So again, I am going to make sure I send you the link to join my academy because we're going to get you where you need to be. So definitely with that, that's the biggest thing for me, is making sure I get you where where you need to be and what you could do with the skills that you learn. So with that being said, because we are almost at the end, did you have anybody has any questions for me that you want to ask in regards to crafting and starting your crafting business? Like if you have anything that's been the biggest challenge for you starting your crafting business. I know Princess told me she wanted to create the t-shirts and party favors. Like things about, like, do y'all have questions about pricing, marketing, what's stopping you from starting the crafting business, and things like that. Okay. So excuse me, the difference between DTL and sublimation. So with DTF, it uses a specialized ink that is put on like a film, a roll of film paper. And on that film paper, the ink is done, then it's covered with a layer that has to kind of dry. But once you press it on the shirt, it literally is kind of like sits on the shirt, but it's a long lasting type of ink mess. It's the image that sits on there. So it could be something, I would say, kind of like my shirt. Sublimation is, it uses an ink, but with that ink, you can't just put it on anything. It has to be only on polyester. So that's something that is like, I don't know if you've seen the football moms with the image that looks like it's embedded in the shirt, because that's what sublimation does. It kind of embeds the image, like blends it with the shirt. So you don't feel it. It just sits like within the shirt itself, like it's part of the shirt, I would say. Does that make sense, kind of? Yeah. So that's a bit different. Like a lot of people don't like the feel of polyester, but I found like a vendor that has the shirts that feel like cotton, but they're polyester. So that's a good thing now, is that I have a lot of vendors that actually the shirt feels like cotton, but it's polyester. Cause people don't like that soft. I don't know if you've ordered stuff maybe from like Sheen and stuff, and it's that kind of silky material. Generally, a lot of time that's polyester. People don't like that feel. That, yeah, see the sublimation, like the feeling it goes in. So like the cotton feeling, to me, like the shirts are cotton, but you can sublimate on it. I like the cotton feel of the, like those. So it just all depends. A lot of people are different, so everybody likes different material, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I don't like it either. But again, like I say, I have a vendor that sells the cotton feel like a regular cotton shirt, but it's polyester. So we'll definitely make sure, like I say, a lot of the stuff and vendors and things I have, that is something I'm definitely gonna provide to people that are inside my Royal Academy. So yeah, you'll definitely be able to get those type of vendors, because I promise you, I hate the polyester feel too. I promise you I do. Yes, yes. So yeah, like this is just the beginning. This was my first master class. Again, I am looking to do more classes where I'm going to be live and kind of like walking through doing tutorials on different crafts. So what we'll do, since I know one of the first things you brought up was like shirts and party favors, is I will more than likely host. I know next weekend I'm going out of town, but more than likely maybe the following Sunday, I think maybe the 6th, Canva. Okay. Or Canva. Okay, I got you. So let me make note so we can make sure. And what I'll do is inside my academy, I will teach a lot of this, but I am still going to just host like free classes like this. So I will still host classes like this to kind of just be for free, in which my school is free anyway. So we're gonna do party favors. And I'm writing these based off what you're saying, party favors in Canva. Canva is really easy, and honestly, a lot of my templates are in Canva. So when I share templates with you guys, they will be more than likely already in Canva, and all you have to do is go in and edit them. There is really easy. You could upload pictures. You like Canva is really easy. So I will do a Canva tutorial on just like the basics of it, but it's really easy. I love Canva. And like I say, majority of my creations are in Canva because it's a real easy tool to use. So I definitely, recommend it. You are so welcome. I thank you for joining me and coming in to support me in teaching you and, giving you this information. Again, I look forward to doing more master classes and just teaching. Like I say, my goal is to try to help as many crafters as I can learn everything they can in different ways you can, even outside of just regular crafting. But crafting does die down, like seasons die down, things die down. So when it comes to that, I want to show you guys how to create digital products, because that's what keeps you afloat outside of the crafting. Create your ebooks, create sell your templates that you get or templates that you create, sell all those things on the digital platform so that you got consistent money coming in and chiming in while you sleep at night. So that's what I want to do, is just kind of help you however you could be, to be where you ain't got to worry about doing nothing else but sleeping and making money. Wake up and work and do crafts if you want to, but if you don't, you can just make money in your sleep. People buying your ebooks, people buying your templates, they buying whatever you have on there that's a digital product. Because sometimes, seasons are down, grad season in, Christmas in, Valentine's Day in, so you're gonna always have holidays to where you could create crafts. But outside of those crafts, if you sick or you down or something like that and you can't work, at least you have those digital products, because they're gonna be on your website. All you gotta do is upload them one time and the money gonna keep rolling. So that's definitely what I want to just kind of help teach, so that you guys can and still make money regardless of how it goes. And there is, when I tell you, it's just a unlimited opportunity to make money with digital products, like just creating stuff, creating ebooks, things you just put it into a book and sell it to other people to try to teach them. And that is so simple. Like that's really all it's about. It's just trying to find a way to consistently grow and build your brand. And that's why my motto is to learn, create, sell, and grow. Every skill you got, make it some form of income. Whatever it is, turn it into an income. Like I want to eventually teach everybody how to create AI music. That's something I recently taught myself. I'm excited. I got a whole AI album out. And I'm trying to get that promoted. So it's about just teaching yourself, keep growing, keep teaching yourself something every day. If whatever it is, teach yourself something every day, because you never know what it'll be. Yep, teach yourself something every day, and all it's going to do is help you grow. Help you grow. Whatever you learn and teach yourself, you could teach it to somebody else. And that's all it is. Teaching it to somebody else. And that's all it's about. When it's just a lot of people gatekeep. A lot of people don't believe, or they're in it just only for the money. And I think that's one thing that has always made me stand out with people and with my customers is because I always took an extra step or extra initiatives to just give people something, or what I'm saying, help people when they didn't, without having to pay me something, because not everybody has it. I've been there, like where I wanted, oh my God, they got this class I want to take. It's $300. I don't have $300 all the time. Yeah, you're correct. It has to be passionate. You have to really love what you do. And that's what I believe in, because when you believe in and do something for somebody else, God's going to always make sure you're good. He's going to always take care of you. So that's why I believe in giving wherever I could give. And that's why my school is based off, being able to just help people succeed, however it may be, because that's what I love to do, is help people. I love to create. I love to, be able to support people however I can. And that's why he always makes sure I'm good. So yep, that's the one thing about it. You have to be passionate about what you do. Like so many of my customers can tell you, I always go above and beyond. Like I don't know if you recently seen it. I did a chapter 59 cake, a heart cake for a customer, but she has been a customer and has supported me for years. And she actually ordered a bento box cake, the little round 5-inch cake with 5 cupcakes. That's what she ordered. But I took an extra step and I just made her a heart cake, and she loved that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about, you know what I'm saying? She was like, "Oh my gosh, you didn't have to do that." Yes, I did, because you support me every step of the way. You bring me kindness, you bring me business. Those are things she doesn't have to do. And I always just believe in giving back however I can. So yeah, so we just have to be passionate and intentional about what we do. And it takes us further, further along. Thank you. She's a sweetheart, but she always looked out, you know what I'm saying? Like she refer people to me, and stuff like that all the time. And don't never ask for anything back. Whenever she orders something for me, she pay me, she tip me. Like it's just, I just feel okay. What can I do for her? It's her birthday, so she was in Orlando. I think, yeah, I think it's right here. She was in Orlando. I don't know if you can really see it, but this little cup right here, she had posted it on her Facebook, and oh my God, that is too cute. And she's like, I'm gonna go get you one and bring it to you. She out of town, but she literally went right back to International Drive and got it and brought it to me. So like it's just like I say, that's how I know, I'm good to people, because it's just simple things like that made my day. Cause I'm like, this is the cutest, and it ain't even been used. I won't use it. I keep it on my desk so my baby won't bother it. But it's just like just simple. So good thing say 5 o'clock song. It's a good shot glass if you need these. But yeah, so like it's just simple things, and I just believe in like trying to do things for people, because people don't have to do stuff for you. And just when they do, I just always want to return the favor and be, try to help however I can help. So that's what I plan to do with my Royal Creator Academy, is to kind of help people get to where they want to be. Because again, I know about finance. I know it ain't always easy to spend money, this and that, to take this class, $400, this class, $200. I don't believe in it. I've been there, and I ain't always had it. And I don't see myself, when I see somebody with a class I want to teach, when it's that much, baby, I'm finna research and figure out how to do it myself. I'm not finna pay that kind of money. I'm not. I just don't believe in it, because at the end of the day, it's too much. You got people that are trying to grow something, build something. They may not have that kind of money to invest. And so that's why I do, what I do. So again, I want to thank everyone that attended. If you did attend my thank you so much. Yeah, I'm big on that. Like people would think, people would look at me and they be like, "Oh, you so I'm not mean." I would take the shirt off my back and get it somebody. Like that's just always been me. Like I'm a big hearted person at heart. Like I really am. Um, but yeah, if you attended my Royal Creator Masterclass tonight, look for me, and like I would say the next day or so. I'm gonna just send you basically like a work journal. It'll be a PDF format. You just print it out, It'll be a couple pages, just kind of for you to write your master plan out, write your goals out, what you want to do, what you want to get started, and then we'll work on those things with you. I'll probably send you a follow-up email so we can start working on the things you want to do. I will also send you a link in that same email to join my Royal Creator Academy, so that we can kind of get your journey started. But the next class, I'll probably start promoting it tomorrow. It'll probably be in like 2 weeks or so, and then we'll do party favors. And then I'll just kind of send you a link of the supplies you'll need to do it. Again, it'll be party favor, so the most you'll need is just a printer and some glossy photo paper. I'll send the kind of paper I use and just a couple party favors we'll need. Really simple to do that. I'll even send a template over one of my free templates over to you so that we could get started with that, and then we'll go from there. So I am super excited about the next step in teaching you things along your crafter and creator journey. Again, I thank you for joining me. Princess Cut, thank you so much for all your support tonight, your feedback. It means more than you know. I really appreciate it. And you got this. We're gonna get you where you want to be at. All right. You have any more questions for me before we end? Yes, ma'am. You do the same. Again, thank you for joining. Just look out for my email. I will be sending that to you, like I say, with it, but no later than Tuesday. You should have an email from me. And I'll shoot you a message on here just to, hey, check your email. All right. Thank you again, and you have a blessed night as well. Everybody have a great night, and I will talk to you all guys soon. All right. Bye.